or welcome back to a Chip Off the Old Block Toys. This is Jeff. Today we are stepping in the past to be in the present. What do I mean? We're building an antique shop. This is set number 910050. We're only going to start it today. I'm pretty sure we're not going to finish it. It's got 1,918 pieces and 6 minifigures, and I don't think I can do that in one setting. So we're just going to get as far as we can, and we'll pick up Monday where we left off today. Anyway, this is a cool set. I've already built a copy of it, and trust me, you're going to love it. There's lots of little details. We'll talk about all that as we build it. But anyway, this was designed by Bricklink designer Steve G, who goes by the handle That One Guy Steve. So, all right, nearly 2,000 pieces. So let's switch cameras and let's start building the truck. The truck is absolutely fantastic. It looks like an antique truck as well. So anyway, let's go. And speaking of antique sort of things, around here, I wish I would have thought about this. I only thought about it just now. We have a dam that was built over 100 years ago, and it never worked because, unfortunately, they built it on a fault line, and so the water just seeps out. It doesn't hold water at all. And up against that abandoned dam, somebody has put an old tanker truck. I'm talking like really old. And I would love to, I mean, I don't have the money, but if I had money, for some reason, I would love to buy that truck, get that truck, and restore that truck, even though it's just a tanker truck. It's probably because it's weird design. That's probably why. And I say weird because it's weird to me. I know it's not weird because that's what used to work. But anyway, it's unusual for today. Anyway, how are you guys doing this morning? How's everybody? We doing all right? Checking high, checking low, and all that good stuff. I know I had a really, really good day yesterday. I mean, I got so much done. I was out there working on the city, and I expanded the parking garage so that above it I could start working on the subway and expand that, and I did. So that was the main thing I did yesterday. I also did run some errands too. You know, got to do that. Got to get things done. So, all right. Well, yeah, I'm working on this. This is kind of crazy. But anyway, when we get to the store part, I do want to show you guys a bunch of things because I feel like they really did a good job on the inside of the store. Okay. I have to hold this because when I was building it the first time, until it's near the end, it's pretty weak and it kept falling apart. So I got to be careful with that. And apparently I'm not being careful enough because, okay, what did I do wrong? Yeah, see, I already messed up. All right, well, let's fix it. See, it's already starting to fall apart when I'm putting it together. This, I like the design of the truck, like when it's finished, a finished product. But I have to admit, putting it together the first time was just a pain. Well, right now we have good weather. It's in the 50s, going to get up to a little over 60 today. It's 57 right now, and I mean this is nice weather, and it's nicer than what we usually get this time of year. However, I can't get too comfortable because it's supposed to snow here on Tuesday. So and they're talking about over an inch, which will be interesting. I haven't seen snow in, well, 9 months, 8 months. I do like it when it snows here. It's very beautiful. So we got notice. See, and I live out in the country, and I want it to stay the country. I am about a little over half a mile outside the town. I got a notice in the mail this week that the city wants to start the process of annexing my street and the next street over, which is county. And I am furious about it. I do not want to be part of the city. So I'm going to the meeting, and I am going to voice my opposition as loudly as they'll allow me to without getting thrown out. Okay, so yes, we are building the antique truck. And the cool thing about this antique truck is that it goes with the antique shop. And because it's a pickup with a working tailgate, you could assist your minifigures in either picking up merchandise that's going to be sold or delivering merchandise that has been sold. So I do like this truck, and we'll go over that when it's done. I'll show you all the little features to it. I do have some news of the weird for y'all. That's definitely on the agenda. In fact, let's do a news of the weird since we are a couple weeks behind. I haven't been as faithful reading these. Okay, this one, they just titled it "You." So what does that mean? I don't know. First of all, apparently in the UK, okay, all right, I get it. It's weird already. No, I'm just kidding. Apparently in the UK, ladybugs are called ladybirds. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay. Regardless, one woman is fighting an epic battle against the cute spotted beetles in Herefordshire, the Daily Star reported on October 10th. Louise Mallet/Walker home has been invaded by about 300 ladybugs, which are covering her curtains, windows, walls, and she said one peed on me and it stank. The 35-year-old tried to shoo the bugs outdoors but ended up vacuuming them up. I love ladybugs, but it's far too many in my house for me. Yeah, I would definitely say so. And actually, I have a problem with the box elderbug here. My first winter here, the pipe around the area around the pipe for the hose for the front yard was not sealed properly, and hundreds of these stupid little things came in my house in the basement right at that spot. And a box elderbug, I don't know if you know what they are. They're harmless. They don't do anything to you, but they're just annoying because I swear their purpose in life is to come into your house and just die. And that's what they did. And I had to end up vacuuming them up after they died. And it was quite the pain to do so. And I feel like I did something wrong because I've got extra pieces that I don't think I'm supposed to have. So let me go back. Yes, I did mess up. Okay, well, it's not a big deal. I can fix it from here. And the second year I was here, more box elderbugs came in because I have a water pipe for a hose that goes to the backyard. And that one wasn't sealed off. So they came in through there. And same thing. I had to they come in, they die, you vacuum them up, they're done. But I don't like bugs. All right, we've got our first minifigure here. This guy here wearing this hat. All right, let's see. Let's go back to the instructions to where we're at since we're on bag number 2, by the way. And another news of the weird here. And this one they titled Fake News. So should be interesting. All right. Megan Ashley Davis is a college student in Texas. And she's not a server at an Olive Garden restaurant in St. Louis, and she did not get arrested for assault after throwing a basket of breads. Oh, I remember hearing this story. Okay, yeah, I do remember this. Okay, so she made a TikTok claiming that she worked there. She got frustrated, got into an argument with the customer, blah, blah, blah. She got arrested, she said, and tried to make a viral video, and none of that ever happened. That's what's going on here. So Megan Ashley Davis is a college student in Texas. She's not a server at Olive Garden in St. Louis, and she did not get arrested for assault after throwing a basket of breadsticks at a customer. But, and this is the but, Davis's life had been turned upside down since a Facebook account post called Pure Videos posted a real mugshot of Davis and claimed she had retaliated for a bad tip by tossing the treats at dinner. Oh boy. It's probably, okay, quotes. It's probably like my worst nightmare coming to reality, Davis said. She admitted that the mug shot came from a night in August soon after her mother died when she was arrested for public intoxication. But this recent post has garnered harassment and creepy comments. People are disgusting and scary out there, she said. I feel small. Like, how do I even fix this? Well, first of all, you don't go on the freaking internet where everything's forever and lie about something that happened. And I'm sorry. I don't know what people's problem is, you know. Kind of like that other TikTok lady and DoorDash. That guy's asleep on his house, on his couch, half naked, and she creeps open the door, takes a video of it, and then posts it on the internet saying he assaulted her. And that's the thing. She's edited the video and reposted it and taken the original down. But, you know, internet's forever. People copy stuff before you can get rid of stuff. And somebody did. And the video is out there where she clearly had to push open the door and put her hand in to get the video. So the guy was not, and not only that, he's in his own house, man. I mean, geez. Not that I go walking around my house nude or anything, but if I did, it's my business. It's my house. And he wasn't even walking around. He was passed out. So maybe he just had a really long day and passed out. I don't know. And she's like, oh, I'm the victim. I'm the victim. And it's like, shut up. And she got fired from DoorDash, and then she's complaining about that. That was my only way to make money. Really? I don't think so. I think there's plenty of other ways to make money. And I don't mean that in a facetious sort of manner. I just mean that she's not right. There's plenty of other ways to make money. All right, we're going to play with our first sticker here. And by the way, this sticker is kind of funny because this is set number 910050. Okay, so, and it's the Bricklink Designer set. So a lot of times it's abbreviated as BDP. So they made the license plate number Bricklink Designer Program -050 being the last three numbers in the set. So I thought that was a really nice little touch. And Lego does, if you haven't caught on, Lego loves doing that. They like those little Easter eggs in their sets, which I most of the time I think they're pretty cool. And this one's pretty cool. I actually like how most Lego sets, the license plate number is the set number. That way, if you find it, you already know which one it belongs to. No research needed. It really, and it's actually helped me quite a bit because sometimes I'll have something sitting on my shelf and I don't know what set number it is. And I just look at the license plate number. I'm like, oh, okay, there it is. I don't have to even look at it on the computer. I already know. So yeah, anyway, it's kind of cool. And this roof is pretty cool too. And for those who are wondering, I did hear from Mrs. Chip today. Finally, we only got to talk about 20 minutes and she had to go. So and I'm sorry, I am tired today. I woke up last night and I had the cover sheet on me, but my blankets had somehow fallen off. And so I had to get up and rearrange my blankets so they didn't get wrapped up in the sheet and all that. And by the time I did that and laid back down, I was awake and I had trouble falling back to sleep. So I'm a little tired. I went to bed on time. I just, when that happens, it happens. All right. Well, I'm always glad when things are moving along, and this is certainly moving along. And I got a couple of jokes for you guys too. Let me get to them. Okay. All right. So first, before I get to my jokes, I would like to tell you that this set did retail originally for $149.99. This set is already on the resale market, averaging $235.11. Do the math, that's a 57% increase on this set alone. So this set is pretty popular. This one they only made 30,000 of though, so they really didn't make that many of them. Now they start off at 30,000 with all of them, but with this round of Bricklink Designer program, they did the math, and most of their sales are within the first 24 hours because there's only like a 1 week or 2 week window to buy these things. So what they did was after the first 24 hours, if a set didn't look like it was really doing them justice, what they would do is they would adjust it. So they can only put the production schedule only allowed Lego to build 150,000 sets. And so that worked out to 30,000 each. So what they did was after 24 hours, let's say the mushroom house, which actually I know that happened to it. Let's say it wasn't selling that great. Well, what they would do is they would take away, let's say 5,000 from that and add it to the Transylvania set. So now Transylvania is doing 35,000, but the mushroom house is only doing 25. So still 150,000 units or sets, but it doesn't matter what the sets are. So that's how they did it this time. They still did 150,000 sets total for the Bricklink Designer Series 5. They just played around with the numbers on here and gave some more than others. And and I'm pretty sure that's. And I'll have the brick set here, and I'll confirm that. But I'm pretty sure this one had 30,000. Oh. Okay, let's go to it. Of course, they don't tell me. Oh, that's right. Brick Economy. That's the one that tells me. I'm sorry. I've got so many dang websites. All right, let's go to the antique shop. Yes, they did. They did not take any away from this. They gave it a production of 30,000 on this one. So there we go. All right. Well, let's continue the build. I got Max on the floor. I got the space heater going. And I don't know how that cat can snuggle literally right up to it, but he can. Okay. So we have this beautiful antique truck, and I mean, I love it. I don't know if you remember the old trucks where they had the wedge hood that came up. Well, this one's not functional, but it looks like it's supposed to have the wedge hood. Love the bumper, the headlights. Love the old style mirrors. I used to have a Ford F100, 1972, that had mirrors similar to this. And then you've got the smaller pickup bed, which these older trucks did have smaller pickup beds, and it is the tailgate is functional. So the doors are not functional though. The doors stay put, but that's all right. Can't have it all. It is a pretty decent set overall. But this is not the only part of the set. This is just a part of the set. Now we need to get building on the actual building itself. So let's go ahead and open another bag and jump into it. And since we're doing an antique shop, I got some antique dad jokes for you. Why did the vase break up with the statue? It's because they felt like they had too much history together. Ugh. And so, I don't know why. I just got a lot of. I need a drink here. All right. This set does have some interesting build techniques. Excuse me. And we'll go over some of that as we hit it. Now, this particular part is just the greenery around it, so nothing too interesting. But it's necessary, and when it's done, the greenery does look really good. Oh, all right. I'm sorry. Tried to drink something to clear my throat, but it's not exactly working. So bear with me. I apologize. Maybe I'm coming down with a little something. Oh boy. My phone's messing up. Anyway, all right, let's just build this base. Let's get it over with here. Okay. Sounds like someone's hammering something just outside my window. And I don't live anywhere close to my neighbors. Okay. Well, we're actually going to start the building. And this is kind of unique because a lot of times there's a lot of prep work before you even lay up the first wall. And here we are. We're laying up the first wall. And we haven't even gotten that far. One must believe the true meaning of life is eating hamburgers on the weekend. Oh, yeah. I can, Super Doom King, yeah. There's going to be no argument from me there. That sounds actually really good. My son actually, after work yesterday, he wanted to go through the drive-in because it's called the Malad Drive-In. It's just a little burger joint, kind of like a Sonic, but it's been there for so long. It's predates Sonic. Anyway, and my son got himself 2 double bacon cheeseburgers. It wasn't quite the weekend, but it was a good excursion. I highly recommend it. How are you doing today, by the way, Super Doom King? We still have the mushroom house. I haven't built that one yet. That'll be the last one in the series. That one we're going to start right after we're done with this one, which, judging by how many bags here, I think this one's going to take 3 live streams to build, if I'm correct. I don't know, though. I'm purely guessing. And then the mushroom house, it has a few more than this one does. So, okay, what did I do wrong? Oh, well, that's an easy question to answer. All right, there. Very good. Very nice indeed. All right. You know, when I used to work at the hospital, people would ask me, they would ask me how I'm doing, and I would say I'm great, I'm wonderful, and everyone likes me. That was my answer every time. Do you sometimes feel obligated to build Lego? Yeah, actually, I do. And the reason why is that, you know, I tell people, for instance, I'm going to do a weekly update video on my city, and there are times where, like now, it's getting cold outside, and I don't want to be out there, but I've told you guys I was going to do it weekly, so I I do. I kind of feel obligated, and you know, I know I don't mean to sound dramatic when I say any of this. First of all, that don't make any dang sense. That why does that not look right? Okay, it does look right. I'm sorry. Yeah, so sometimes like it's just too cold and I don't want to do it. But you know, I don't know. In my age, I've lived long enough to know that there's a lot of things that you got to do that you don't feel like doing. And another, for instance, is the Avengers Tower. I started building it, and then I took a break from it, and now the break's been way too long, and I feel like I need to get back to it because I started it, and I'm not the kind of person that's going to spend the kind of money I did getting it to do it. So I gotta power through and get that done. And by the way, I have been working on the Avengers Tower. I just need to do a video, and I'm going to work on it even more once we're done with the mushroom house, because I want to finish this whole entire series. And the feeling of obligation may ruin the joy of doing. Sometimes it does, because I mean, when it's cold outside and I don't want to be out there, I admit I'm being a baby. First of all, I don't, you know, but it's not fun being out there. So anyway, and at times it can get dangerous being out there. It gets so cold. You know, I mean, I'm up in the mountains. It does get cold here. Hello, how's it going, Ken? Ken says, good afternoon, Jeff. I'm sitting here waiting to clock in at 1:45. I'm working till 12:30. So are you guys, have your hours picked back up? Because I know there for a while they kind of cut things back because things slowed down. Have they picked back up? I imagine they have. I mean, I don't know. You tell me. But the reason I think it probably did is because, well, people are going to continue to drive their car. They need parts. Things break. They need replaced. And I'm not trying to be political by this statement. You guys understand that my wife and I was a federal employee. My wife is a federal employee. So the shutdown affects us personally. That's the part I talk about, is how it affects me personally. I ain't talking about which side kept the government closed up. I don't care about that. That's a conversation for another time. But I'm glad the government shutdown's over, because that means Mrs. Chip is getting paid again. And it also means that the government will have to shovel out the money to pay out my vacation here soon. They were supposed to have already done that, but because it's shut down, they were not able to. So I should be getting my final check from them. I don't know when, but really soon. So I'm hoping that happens really soon. So I think I told you guys last Saturday I got the chance to hang out with my mom for a couple hours. And you know, my mom's, she's an older lady, so she's in her 80s. So her big thing is, you know, before Facebook exists, you know, they'd sit around and talk about people and gossip. And of course, my mom, you know, she was so excited to have somebody over to talk to her. We talked about all kinds of people and the dirt that's going on in their lives. The only problem is I don't know half of these, actually more than half. I didn't know most of these people. So it didn't really, it was kind of a weird conversation. I mean, she enjoyed having someone listen to her. Don't get me wrong, she did. And I enjoyed spending the time with her, but I was just thinking when she was talking about people I didn't know, I was just like, all right, yeah, that sounds cool, Mom. Yeah, sure. Oh, and them too? Oh, yeah, I never met them, but yeah, go ahead. What's going on? Oh, he cheated on his wife. Now they're getting divorced. Okay, yeah. Cool. Thanks, Mom. Glad I know this information. I'm going to be so much better off. Thank you. And I'm not trying to be mean, but that's how I kind of felt about it, because it was like, okay, Mom. But again, it was just the chance to be able to spend time with her. So, and I do know, my mom's in her 80s. I know that I don't know what day it'll be, but there's going to be a day where I get that dreaded phone call where, hey, your mom fell, or your mom never woke up, or, whatever it's going to be, however it's going to happen. And I do not look forward to that day. I do not. I'd rather have my parents around than anything. So I'll spend time with them while I can, and that kind of thing. And, a lot of people, and I'm not trying to be on a soapbox here, but I will say a lot of people have resentment towards their parents. And hey, look, if you have resentment for your parents, I'm not trying to make fun of you. I get it. Things happen sometimes that shouldn't happen. And I used to resent my parents. But then when I grew up and I had kids, I saw myself doing the same things my parents did. And I realized that, what? Even though at the time as a kid, I didn't make sense to me why certain things happened, it started to make sense why things happened that way. And I realized that my parents were just doing the best they could with what they had. And surprisingly, if you knew my mom and dad's upbringing, they've come a long way. So I really feel like they tried the best they could. And I appreciate them for that. Oh, boy. Did I tell you guys I got rid of a couple of roosters this last week? I'm about ready to get rid of a couple more. Okay. Well, let's do another News of the Weird, shall we? Okay, this one's called But Why? Okay, and I did not read this one ahead of time, so. Okay. Wannabe magistrate Wilbur Mateo, oh gosh, 45 years old, wannabe, of Kansas City, Missouri, was charged with burglary and stealing from a Jackson County, Missouri courtroom. Oh my gosh. Really? You're going to steal from the courtroom? That's not going to piss off the judge. Surveillance cam spotted Mateo inside the courthouse in Independence on October 2nd at about 3:30 p.m. Wait a minute, Independence? I've actually been to Independence, Missouri. I dated a girl in right after high school. She was from Higginsville, Missouri, which is kind of close there. And if you don't know Higginsville, you're not missing much. Higginsville is how do I say it? Small. I mean, like super small. I think it had a population of like 20 or something. Anyway, it's close to Independence, and I've been to Independence because when I dated her, we went home for Christmas one year, and I met her family. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting off track here. Okay. After speaking with workers there, he slipped into the parts of the courtroom that are not covered by cameras. Oh boy. Around 7:30 p.m., he was recorded entering the courtroom where he apparently spent the night. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's at a hotel. The next morning, a witness saw Mateo and alerted officers. They found him wearing a judge robes and carrying 3 bags. Inside the bags were small brass dog statue, pens, a sticky note with the login credentials on it, along with 3 laptops, data storage, electronic devices, other office supplies. Mateo said he planned to sell the items to the highest bidder. Well, I guess your plans got room because that ain't going to happen. But really, are you going to steal from a courtroom? Oh my gosh. Hello, never too old for Lego. How you doing today, my friend? How are things up north? Do you guys have snow on the ground yet up there? We're supposed to get our first snow and this coming week, actually. Well, okay, it's not our first snow. I exaggerate because we did have snow in the mountains close to us. This will be the first snow in the valley. Will be this coming week. It's supposed to happen on Tuesday. So yeah, there we go. All right, bag number 5, guys. We're getting it. All right. And this is actually one of my favorite bags of the set because this is where we lay down the tiles, which help us know where to put the bookcases and everything else on the inside. So I'm so good, bro. And no snow yet. I got sponsored yesterday. Oh, hey, bud, that is awesome. Congratulations. And I really mean that. That is awesome. I've actually, I've had one company reach out to me, and I didn't know who they were, so I said no. Now, if it was Lumi Bricks, I would do it. Hey, John, what is up? Hey, never say never. Just kidding. Never, that's awesome. So, are you going to live stream that when you build them or what? And if you are, please let me know. I would love to watch it. I think that's pretty dang cool, bud. All right, well, let's get this going. You get my Facebook text. Let me check. Because I had my ringer off. I have it off when I sleep. Oh, there it is, unread. And I got it just now. All right, I'll text you after this because I'm pretty sure you don't want me to be putting your personal business out there. But awesome, John. Yes, yeah. You were telling me about your neighbor assisting you with that. I live stream everything every day at 5 p.m. Oh, okay. Okay, all right. All right, never too old. I didn't realize that. This Lego universe is growing on me. Porthouse potty training improving. He rings the bell more consistently. That's awesome, John. Mine does not ring a bell. He comes up and just complains at me. And I know he needs to go out. So in 3 hours, I'll be streaming the upscale Darth Vader. Oh, okay. Well, sweet, man. Thinking about it, I should be able to be there for a little bit. I don't know if I can stay for the whole thing, but I should be able to at least drop in and make a few witty remarks and head out. So in 3 hours, okay. Well, that's awesome, dude. I'm glad things are going well for you. So let's see. I love that. Yeah, I'll stop by. And like I said, this is an antique thing, so I got some jokes for you. Okay, Okay. I have a suspicion that my wife keeps covering my antique weapons in glue. She denies it, but I'm sticking to my guns. All right, that was pretty dumb. I don't know, though. I like them dumb jokes. Okay, right? Yes. And since we're doing this, let's do another News of the Weird. I love the News of the Weird. Let's see. Unconventional weapon is what this is called. Oh, boy. A former strip club employee, Jordan Cotto, 26, arrived at Atlantis Gentlemen's Club in Tampa, Florida on October 10th, hoping to speak with management. Okay, so we're talking about, they said an unusual weapon, and unfortunately, the name of the newspaper that's reporting this is called The Smoking Gun. Instead, he got involved in a verbal argument and grabbed a cheeseburger from his car, which he hurled at a male victim. The victim was unharmed, but police spoke with Cotto, who said he, quote, did throw a cheeseburger from his vehicle, close quote, and would do it again if gotten the chance. Cotto was arrested for battery and eventually released on his own recognizance. Oh my gosh, what in the redneck? Oh my gosh. Well, John, sorry, but that's an only in Florida story. Going to your car, grabbing a cheeseburger, and assaulting somebody with the cheeseburger. Awesome. I think I want to move to Florida now. I think I've seen it all. By the way, John, I'm sure you do, but do you ever get used to the humidity there? Because, I don't know. I've heard some horror stories about the humidity you guys have. I don't know. Oh, where are we? We're here. Okay. I love those style floors with the alternating colors like in the 50s. Yeah, I do too. I think it really adds a nice touch to it. Oh, no. Don't do that. Okay. I almost put the wrong piece down. Believe it or not, my city has worse humidity. Oh, really? Okay. I wish I can't remember all the details, but I was watching a show on YouTube the other day. Actually, it was just 2 days ago. And it was about a couple that bought an old nun thing. What do they call those? Abbots? The convent, whatever you call it. And it was, I don't remember where in Canada it was, but they bought it and they fixed it up. It had been abandoned since like the 50s. And they have a channel where they've been going over all the renovations, but then they did another video where they just did 4 or 5 years of renovations in 20 minutes, 30 minutes video. They condensed it down. Anyways, I thought it was really cool. And there's another couple in Texas that are also got a castle. Well, I guess not also, because the first one was a convent, but they got a castle and they're restoring it. I always like those kind of stories. If annas and pineapples are bananas and pineapples, well, that'd be an interesting combination. We have 100% humidity and 85. Ooh, really? Oh man, that just yuck. That sounds miserable. Where I'm at, our humidities are usually anywhere between 15 and 20%. We do get days where it's high, but it's not normal. It's just, sometimes we get some juicy clouds that decide to fly over. And when they're carrying all that humidity, we do get it then, but it's really not that bad. Well, I feel like so there's a TV series in Canada about a couple that bought. Oh, okay. I'd like to see that. Do you know what it's called? Because I do. I like these kind of stories. Um, I've never been able to do it, but that was one of my dreams at one time was to restore a bunch of properties. Mainly because I hate seeing old properties just die or to get just bulldozed. Okay, so we have special delivery is what this one's called. So really, in the middle of my stream, you guys gonna start playing with boxes. Dang kittens. Oh, I love my son, which is why his cats are still alive, but they sure are annoying. Okay, there we go. Okay, sorry, back to story. Special delivery. Blake Michael Kuhlman, 26, a contract driver for Amazon, was arrested for first-degree assault after an incident in Everett, Washington, apartment complex mailroom on October 3rd. Kluman and a USPS carrier were in the room when an altercation took place, resulting in the mail carrier being shot. Oh my gosh, that's not funny. Being shot in the head. Kluman admitted shooting the man, who survived but lost an eye because he said the man was, quote, trying to charge at him while he was cornered, close quote. Coleman was allegedly armed with 2 guns, a large knife, bulletproof vest. He told police he had been attacked on numerous occasions and that he's being cyberstalked by the mafia. Coleman said he believed the postal worker might have been the mafia assassin, and his bond was set at $1 million. Oh my gosh, something's wrong with that dude's head. I didn't hear that story. Normally I do hear these things before News of the Weird gets to them, but that one I did not hear about. Wow. Shot the dude in the head and he's losing an eye? Cow, dang, man. I feel sorry for that guy. He's probably not going to be able to work at the post office anymore. All right. I'll look it up, but I met them at a con. They were signing autographs. I almost said singing autographs. That'd be interesting. Can I get your autograph? And they start singing. Yeah, okay. No. They called it, we bought a funeral home. Oh, okay. Well, I'll look that up. I hear crazy stories that never make the news in Canada. Canada keeps the worst out of the public eye. Oh, okay. Yeah. Our city tried that. But it got out anyway. There was a time that they were finding random body parts, like they found a shoe with a human foot still in it. And I live in I don't even live in the town. The town wants me to live in their town. They're trying to annex my street and the next street over. But yeah, they found some stuff and they try to keep it quiet, but it leaked out anyway. And I don't know what they're thinking, because most records in the U.S. are public records. Someone has to do is do a records request and come across it, and then from there they're allowed to publish it. So I mean, it's kind of hard to hide stuff, but they tried. A few months ago, someone snuck into a family's home in the middle of the night and lit the parents and kid. Oh, thankfully the father put everyone out. Suffered the most damage. It's right, dude. That is burning is the worst. And I do feel sorry for people that suffer burns. I actually, my aunt dated a guy who was burned. Really horrific story. He was in he was a maintenance guy for the Army, and he worked on giant trucks, and there was a fuel tanker, and this guy came in and was being an a-hole, and he was smoking in the garage where they had this fuel tanker that he was working on. And I mean, just because the fuel tanker doesn't have fuel in it doesn't mean it won't burn. There's still vapors. Anyway, they got into a verbal argument, and the guy ended up, I can't remember if it was a match or a cigarette, but he threw something and it caught the truck on fire, which of course burned this guy, and he was burned on over 90% of his body. And just looking at him, even though it had been years later, I felt sorry for him. That it could not have been a good life. And you can't really hide the scarring from being burned. It's just something you got to live with. So anyway, Porthos video got over 1,000. Awesome, John. Maybe I should get Enzo a portable like GoPro and keep it on 24/7. You guys wouldn't see much because all he does is sleep all day. All right, let me grab bag number 7. The only reason why no one is because I have a friend who works admittings in the hospital. Yeah. So the city was quite mad because they were trying to keep that other incident, like you were, like, similar to what you're saying. They were trying to keep it quiet about finding the foot inside of the shoe because they didn't find the rest of a body. It was actually one of the police dispatchers who leaked that out to the press because she thought that everyone should know about it. And they tried to fire her. They couldn't. And anyway, but yeah, that's true. That's a lot of times it has to be someone that works there just opening their mouth and saying, hey, something weird's going on here. So as far as Canada is concerned, have you guys had the same issue that we've had in the U.S.? And I'm not trying to be political. It's just a question. So please calm down. Don't get all, I don't mean you personally, but I mean anybody in the comments. Please don't get upset that I'm asking this question. I'm curious. Never too old. Does Canada have the immigration influx over the last couple of years like the U.S. has had, where there's just been a bunch of new immigrants and they're flooding the system? And I don't mean to be rude when I say this, but look, you got all these people. What the heck are you guys doing over there? Stupid cats. So when it comes to immigration, you got all these people, and they always are fleeing the same countries, and I'm not going to say which ones. And what I don't like about it is they're fleeing their country in droves, and then they come here, and they don't want to change, and they want to bring the things that made their country suck here, and they expect everyone else to do what they're doing. And I just think that's totally asinine. Look, if you don't like where you're at and you're fleeing that country, don't bring that crap here. We don't want it either. It made where you work, it made where you live suck. Leave it there. I hate gravity. It keeps going down. Yeah, it keeps things in a downer mood, doesn't it? Oh, OMG. There are over 5.7 million immigrants just from the Middle East with expired visas that our government keeps on giving them extensions so they can vote. It's so corrupt. Yeah, that's true. I've seen that go on here too. giving them driver's license with no name given. Another thing, I'm sorry, but I used to be a truck driver. I used to have a CDL, and they made me go through all kinds of stuff to get my CDL. They shouldn't be just handing out CDLs these days like candy. When you're driving a big truck like that, it's a big responsibility, and no, that's not acceptable. And I hate how people are like, oh, they're losing their license because they couldn't read a Dr. Seuss book. And it's like, no, it's more than that. If you can't read the signs to know what the hell's going on around you, and you're hauling a semi that's 80 tons, no, unacceptable. You should be able to read the signs and know when you're safe, and everyone else should be safe around you at all times. So no, I don't go for that. And I ain't talking politics. I'm just talking straight safety here. Like I said, I used to be a truck driver, so I know. Okay, that is bag number 7. We're going to head to bag number 8. Do you think yellow snow in the winter is lemon flavored? I highly doubt it. Kind of reminds me of Monsters, Inc. when they meet the abominable snowman, and he's got the yellow snow cones, and he goes, "It's lemon flavor, I promise." Okay, we got bag number 8 here. None of our native-born Canadian kids can get jobs because of incentive where government pays a third of all immigrants. Oh, really? We don't have that here, but they say there was an influx of like 20 million immigrants during the Biden's 4 years. And what has happened is that the housing market has gotten so tight, it's hard to find a house. It's hard to find somewhere to rent. Jobs are hard to find too. And I can't help but to think all of a sudden having a huge influx of people has something to do with it, or doesn't have something to do with it. Here's another figure. This is number 4 out of 6 here. We're going to start working on the inside now. And yeah, I mean, you can't tell me it's not related. You know, you let a bunch of people in the country, and all of a sudden you're having problems with housing and jobs. Duh, really? So, and I'm not against immigration. I just think that it should be, the rules should be followed. If you only allow 100,000 a year in, that's all you're letting in. So, yeah. What are you talking about with these immigrants is the same thing the Crusades were about. And yeah, you know, I see your point. I do. I just don't want to get too much into it. Yeah. A few months ago, they tore down a huge 2-story statue of Mother Teresa, and no one got arrested during their free peaceful protest. But when Freedom Convoy was, yes, that upset me about your Freedom Convoy, because they were doing the right thing and they were protesting legally, and they did the thing about not letting them buy gas and freezing accounts, and that was just no. That was wrong of them. By the way, now that Trudeau's gone, do you guys ever hear anything from him, or is he just a relic now and you guys don't hear anything from him? I'm just curious. Okay, let's see. All right, we got that. We got another sticker coming up. One must speak the language of the country. I would think so too. And, you know, when I lived in Germany, I know a little bit of German, so I would try to speak German, but the Germans would always kind of laugh and just say, "Oh no, we speak English. Don't worry about it." But I learned the hard way, because when I first went shopping, I just basically a day or two after I got there, I went shopping off the base, and I went to a mall, and there was a bakery, and I went up to a lady that was working there, and I said, "Do you speak English?" And in perfect English, she goes, "No, I don't." And I was like, okay. So the next place I went to, because there's bakeries everywhere in Germany. I mean, there in a mall there'll be several. And so anyway, I went to another bakery in the same mall, and that time I, sprechen Sie English, and the lady just laughed at me and she goes, "Yeah, we speak English. Don't worry about it." And I've noticed that from there on out in Germany, that if you at least attempted to speak their language, they were polite. If you just expected them to speak English, they were not polite. Okay, so what you have here, you got a knight's helmet. You've got a forestman cap, which is from back in the 80s and 90s. So that would be an antique at this point. Antique lantern, an old box TV, not an LED or plasma, with an old game controller up there. So yes, this is an antique shop, and they are filling it with antiques. I think that's pretty cool. They're trying to dig up dirt on them to put them in jail. And, that's just sad. They should just let that crap go. Those guys did the right thing. They didn't break anything. They weren't violent. They protested peacefully. And I'm just sick of all this crap where they keep saying mostly peaceful protesting. No. There's no such thing as mostly peaceful. It's either peaceful or it's not peaceful. And I'm sorry, but if you're breaking windows, burning things and that kind of stuff, overturning cop cars and that kind of thing, that is not peaceful. It is not even mostly peaceful. It is straight up violent. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go off on that, but I'm just so sick of the news, the media lying straight to my damn face and trying to keep a straight face on that kind of stuff. It's like, no. So whatever happened to having journalistic integrity? You guys remember that? The whole purpose of immigration is so that you can bring people that you need in the country and not bring 90% of the people just to be on a system. Exactly. You got it. Super Doom King, not just Germany thing. All countries will like it if you try to speak their language, even for, okay. All right. Well, I haven't been to too many other countries. I've been to Tijuana, Mexico a few times when I was in high school, because you got to remember I grew up in California, so Tijuana's just across the border. In Tijuana, they'll speak English to you. They want your money. I'm sorry. I mean, I love the people of Tijuana because they were real nice to me, but I feel sorry for them because that is a hellhole. Yeah, my grandfather fought for the UK and Canada for our freedom. I'm a firm believer that even refugees should go back to their country if the country's not at war. Yeah, I mean, I see your point there. I mean, here's the deal. Obviously, the immigration system is broken. It is. And I think in the U.S., we allow 100,000 legally a year or something like that. I would not be against the U.S. saying, okay, look, obviously you guys want to be here, and let's up the quota from 100,000, let's say, to 125, 150,000 a year. I would not be against that, because if they're here legally, that means they're not breaking the law. That means that they're paying their taxes, which I'm okay with people paying taxes if they're here. I'm just not against doing something like that, but I don't think our government ever will. Oh, you're right about that. Journalistic integrity doesn't beat the almighty dollar. You're right. It is all about money. But I miss the days when there was journalistic integrity. I do. I used to watch the news as a kid, and I can rely on them, because I knew what they were telling me is what happened. And then as a kid, they started coming out with these, what I want to call dumbass opinion pieces where, this is the analysis. You don't need to tell me what to think of it. I don't need you to do that. My brain functions. I can hear the facts. I'll make my own conclusion. And I love when the news says everything you need to know about this subject. No, it's everything you want me to know. Let's correct that. Sorry, I'm very cynical. Let's just face facts. Every free country's government, that word democracy is just, now they don't even ask people what they want. Yes, calmingism. Okay, I couldn't catch that at first. I need to get a puppy cam. What are you doing, Enzo? What are you doing? Huh? What you doing, pup? You're a good boy. Anyway, that's my best friend right there. Okay, so we have a grandfather clock, and I love this. Lego has done plenty of grandfather clocks. I can't remember. I think it was the last one, the two-door modular. The upstairs is a guy working on clocks. So, yeah, they've done plenty of these sort of deals, and I love them. Let's see. That's why I don't watch the news anymore. I really don't either. Most of the news I hear is actually off social media, which is sad. It shouldn't be. It should be. I wish I could trust the networks, but I can't. Oh, it has gotten cold, my friends. It's supposed to get even colder. It's in the forecast. Okay, so, oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, that's right. That's right. Okay. Half the time it's just bullocks. Yes, I love how you all say bullocks for bullsh. Yeah. Oh, okay. We've got a little cylinder here. Looks like that's to hold an umbrella. It is. Okay. I like that. That's pretty cool. Analytics is the reason why we haven't seen awesome shows or movies. When the population's world is 90% below average, idiots determine what we watch. Oh boy, truer words have never been spoken, my friend, and I really mean that. When I spend time with my granddaughter and I watch the cartoons that she watches, oh my gosh, dude, I get sick to my stomach. That's the stuff we're peddling at kids, man. And it is just the dumbest crap. It makes no sense. And then we wonder why kids end up messed up. And it's like, well, we just showed them that this stuff's funny and normal. Anyway, sorry, I don't mean to get off on that, but I love this record. My grandmother used to have a record player that had a box like this to it. She also had a TV that had a box like this too. Pardon me. I need more sleep. Okay. So here we have the record player complete with a lamp. We're going to place this sucker down and make sure I place it in the right spot. There we go. Yep, there we go. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Now we have a Knight's bust sitting there. All right, guys and gals and whoever else is here. This is bags 1 through 9. And this is where we're going to stop today because we're a little over an hour. Spencer will be home in a minute. I'm hungry. I try to sleep in a little bit because like I said, I woke up with the covers off. And it was 20-something degrees last night, so it was cold in here. And I'm tired and I'm hungry, so I want to go. But thanks for being here. Please hit that like button, subscribe. If you're on Rumble, give it a rumble. I appreciate each and every one of you. And Mr. Never Too Old, is your live stream in 2 hours from now? Let me know, because I will definitely make it a point to pop in there and tell a few inappropriate jokes and everything else. No, I'm just kidding. I'll go in and give it a like and stick around for a while. 3 hours from now. Okay, so that's okay. All right, thank you, man. All right, well, you guys have a good one. Be good to each other. Stay safe out there. Catch you on the next one.